Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and hello if you're new, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Please make sure you subscribe before you leave. If you want to, you don't have to, but it would be nice if you did. So as you can tell from the title, in today's video I'm basically going to be creating two looks and showing you guys how to use the Charlotte Tilbury Instant look in a palette, which if you didn't already know, Charlotte Tilbury has these full face palettes. So this is the one that I have at the moment. This one is the Gorgeous Glowing Beauty, which was limited edition for Christmas, but I believe it's still available. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So as you can see, you get a bronzer, highlighter, 2 blush shades and 3 eyeshadow shades at the top there. So it's really super practical for, like I say, if you're going away or if you just want something small to keep in your makeup bag that's going to kind of have a bit of everything in. So I'm going to be showing you how to actually sort of create a look and use this in today's video, because I did show this in a recent Charlotte Tilbury haul and a couple of you guys commented saying that you wanted to see me actually using this on my channel, so that is what I'm doing today. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to film 2 looks today. So I'm going to film more of a daytime look, which you can see on the screen now. So this is going to be more appropriate for kind of everyday work, school, or just running errands, just everyday kind of glam. And then I'm also going to be filming a nighttime look as well. So I'm going to sort of vamp it up a little bit, make it a little bit more dramatic and smoky and a little bit more evening nighttime appropriate. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, as you can see at the moment, I'm very pale because I obviously haven't put any blusher or bronzer on because I wanted to film that. So I've done my foundation, my brows and my lips off camera, and if you wanted to know what I've kind of got on my face, I'm going to just put everything in the description box below. So first of all, I'm just going to start off with my face and then we're going to move on to eyes. So I'm going to go in with the bronzer shade first. If you guys are familiar with Charlotte Tilbury products, you probably have heard of the Bronze and Glow, which is a bronzer and highlighter palette, which is quite a kind of famous product for Charlotte Tilbury. It's definitely one of their best sellers, and I actually absolutely love the Bronze and Glow. So this shade is the exact same from the Bronze and Glow palette. If any of you are wondering, it is the exact same bronzer shade, which is perfect for me because I love that bronzer and I'm always using it. So it's really nice that she included the exact same shade in this palette. And just in case you're wondering, this is an IT Cosmetics angled brush. This is from the Heavenly Luxe collection, which I got in a set, and these brushes are amazing. So if you're in the market for some new brushes, IT Cosmetics ones are really amazing. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on my forehead as well. Bronzer makes such a difference, honestly. I don't know what I'd do without bronzer. So now what I'm going to do is take the blushes, and what I usually do is actually just mix the two together, just because the pans are quite small. So I usually just kind of mix the two. One is more of a pinky shade and one is actually more of a highlighter, and I do like quite a glowy blush. So that's why I just mix the two together, and then I'm just going to use the same brush to put that on my cheeks. And then finally for the face, I'm just going to go in with the highlight, but what I do is actually mix a bit of this shade, which is from the top side of the blushes. So this is quite a glittery kind of blush. So I actually like to just mix the two together just to create a really nice highlight shade. This highlight in the palette definitely isn't my favourite. I really do think that there are better highlighters on the market, but the fact that it comes in the palette, I do actually use it quite a lot, just because this is what I take in my makeup bag like when I'm going away for the weekend or whatever, and I always use this highlighter. As you can see, it kind of is one of those highlights where it's more of a lit from within glow as opposed to a kind of beam of light, which actually for some people is all they want. So this would actually be really nice if you're more of a natural kind of highlight person. Okay, so now moving on to eyes, what I'd like to do for more of a daytime look just to start out is I actually go in with the bronzer shade. So I actually take the bronzer, which we used obviously on the face. I'm going to take this on a fluffy brush from Morphe. Let me zoom you in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that in my crease to start off with. A lot of the time with more daytime looks, I do just use a bronzer because I find that it ties in really nicely with the face because you've already put the bronzer on the face. So obviously it's the same colour, and it's just a really quick and easy way of doing eye makeup. You literally can't go wrong with just putting like a bronzer in the crease and then a shimmery shade on the lid. Next, what I'm going to do is take this colour here, which is called I2, which is kind of like a sort of satiny brown. It's got a little bit of a kind of reddish hint to it as well, which makes it quite warm. I'm just going to take a little bit of this on a slightly smaller fluffy brush, and I'm just going to very lightly fluff this into the kind of outer corner of the eye, but I do want to keep this quite natural because obviously this is a day look. And then I'm just taking that first brush to blend. I don't know if you can see, but we do have a little bit of fallout here because the eyeshadows are a little bit more on the powdery side. So I'm just going to swipe that away with my powder brush, and it does just swipe away really easily. Next I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is kind of like a sparkly champagne, and I'm just going to take that on my finger and I'm just literally going to put that on my lid. This is super easy. This is the look that I literally do pretty much every day when I'm using this palette because it's so quick and easy. You can do it in literally 2 minutes. And just blend that into the outer corner. Next what I'm going to do is take the classic pencil in the shade Audrey, which is a dark brown kind of pencil eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very slightly run this along the lash line. This is quite a good textured pencil to do this with because it's not going to give you like a harsh line. It's a powder pencil, so it is more of a powdery look. It almost looks a bit like eyeshadow, but you can get more control with it, I feel. So I'm just going to run that along the lash line. This will just give the illusion that your lashes are a bit thicker and darker at the root. So I'm not really going to wing this because I want this to be a super quick and easy day look, but I'm just kind of ever so slightly pulling it up at the end as opposed to dragging it down. I see a lot of women that just kind of like stop their eyeliner here like as a dead kind of line, or they'll drag it down, but you always want to kind of pull up because that's what's going to give the illusion that your eyes are more cat eye and more lifted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to curl my lashes. So I like to use the Wrapped eyelash curlers. And actually it's funny because I never used to curl my lashes, but now I find that curling my lashes makes such a difference to the way my eyes look, and I'm just like obsessed. Like already can you see the difference between a curled lash and a not curled lash? Like it just makes such a difference. And then finally I'm just going to finish off with some mascara. I like to only do mascara on my top lashes because I find that it suits my eyes the best, but if you like to do bottom lashes as well, then this would be obviously the point where you would do that. The mascara that I'm using is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I'm just going to put like a small coat on. Right, and that is the kind of daytime appropriate look completed. It actually reminds me of kind of the sort of look that I would personally wear on like my wedding day. Not that I'm planning to get married or anything like that, but I just feel like this is really appropriate kind of wedding day makeup. And I'll probably be wearing this when I go to a wedding. I've got a wedding in about 5 or 4 weeks. So I'll probably be wearing a similar look like this. I just think it's really flattering on a lot of different eye shapes. The colours are really sort of neutral, but also really pretty. And yeah, I just love this kind of look. Right, so now we've done the day look, moving on to the night look. I'm just going to show you how you can like kind of vamp this up using the palette and make it a little bit more dramatic if you're going out for dinner, or if you are going out for drinks, or if you are, yeah, just doing whatever you want to do with more dramatic makeup on, to be honest. So what I usually do is take this shade here. This is obviously more of a darker brown. It's got a little bit of a red tone to it, and this is a completely matte shade, whereas the other one is more of a satiny matte. I'm going to take quite a generous amount on this little brush. Oh, sorry, I forgot to zoom you in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by pressing this on the outer corner of my eye. I freaking love this shade. It's like a really nice kind of burgundy. And I'm actually gonna slowly start building that just across the whole lid. And I'm basically just completely covering what we've already just done, but we're still gonna have that kind of bronzer transition shade in there. So if you're starting from scratch and you just want to do a night out look, I would recommend still going in with that bronzer, just because that gives you a really nice transition shade and allows this shade to blend a little bit easier. So I'm just going to build this up just so it's nice and intense. This shade is very pigmented, but it definitely does kind of blend out quite easily, so I do feel the need to kind of build it up a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with the first brush we use, just with a tiny bit more bronzer on it, but nothing too crazy. And I'm just going to literally just blend that out. Next, I'm going to go in with this little brush, and I'm going to take that white shimmery shade that we used earlier on the lid, and I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner just for a bit of a glow. I always like to do an inner corner highlight because I feel like it really opens your eyes and makes the look, oh, I just poked myself in the eye. It just gives the eyes more of an awake look as well. So now on a slightly smaller brush, I'm just going to go underneath the eye with that same burgundy darker red shade, and I'm just going to run that all the way along my lower lash line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of a winged liner just to make it a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more nighttime appropriate. So I'm going to take the same eyeliner that we just used. This is the classic pencil from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Audrey. And what I'm going to do is create a line that goes straight out, and then I'm going to pull it back. And then I don't know if you can see here, but the eyeliner is a little bit thick. It's a little bit like thicker on the kind of outer bit where you'd want it to be at its thinnest point. So what I like about this eyeliner is you can actually just get your fingernail and kind of just sharpen it a little bit. So you can kind of just pull it out like that, and then you're going to get a really nice kind of sharp line. So now that wing is on, I'm just going to go in with an extra coat of mascara just to make my lashes look a little bit more dramatic this time. Obviously this is more of an evening appropriate look, so at this point you could go in with lashes, but to be honest, when I'm travelling or in a rush, I don't really put lashes on, and I don't really wear lashes that often anyway. So I'm just going to go in with another coat of mascara. Right, and that is it, guys. So that is the nighttime look complete. I actually really love this look. I love a good winged liner. If you watch my channel regularly, you will know that I love a good winged liner, and I really enjoy this kind of warm brown, kind of burgundy colour, because I really think it suits my eyes and my hair as well. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful and got some inspiration on how to use the palette. It is quite an easy palette to use anyway, but it's always fun to see how kind of other people would use it, and these are just kind of my two ways that I would do a day and a night look using the Charlotte Tilbury Instant look in a palette. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.